Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Darth Chaos. How is everybody? Sorry for the slow start. It's a Monday. Alright, Twilight Bananas. Whew. Hello. Greetings, traveler. Nice armor, is it new? No. Doesn't it seem familiar? The flowers certainly do. Did you keep my books? You're doing pretty well, all things considered, just sitting down with some plushies as of right now. That sounds great. Just settle in, relax a bit. You know, I imagined this place differently. It's nice. Thank you. But I thought you'd be long gone by now. After all, you like running, don't you? I like it here. Though your visit is making me consider moving soon. It's not advised to stay in one place for too long anyway. Eventually the past will catch up to you. I figured. What brings you here really, Quasar? You know, this and that. Paid Marrow Castle a visit. It's quite serene this time of year. What for? Sightseeing, trespassing. You broke in? I wouldn't phrase it like that. Burglary is incredibly impolite. I was persistent in my approach. Politely, I knocked on the door. Unfortunately, vampires these days have no hospitality. The lady of the house greeted me with a snarl and slammed the door in my face. Not like that stopped me, but I found it quite rude. So you did break in. Obviously, as a last resort. There was something I needed more than manners. As expected, she wouldn't give up her precious relic freely. So you killed her. I would have, but no, the rat escaped. In the blink of an eye, she dissolved into mist. I always considered that to be the vampire's most annoying skill. But at least I got what I wanted. And what would that be? Curious as ever, aren't you? That's why I made it my job. What? Being nosy? Something like that. I get to hear a lot of things every day. People like to talk. You manipulate your patrons into telling you their darkest secrets. I don't manipulate. I listen. I'm all ears. What would Lady Evelyn have that you, Quasar Duskbringer, would want? Just a little blood. Ingredients for the execution of the grand design. Grand design? We were never ones to make big plans. Speak for yourself. Maybe times changed you. Oddly enough, you still look the same. I had to make sure you'd recognize me after all. How could I ever forget you? Seems like it was pretty easy for you to move on. It wasn't. Yet you're hiding. He's getting angry. You ran away from everything that once mattered to build a life behind a counter in a shabby tavern. Is that why you're here? To throw your accusations around? No. I guess I just wanted one last chat now that everything's coming to an end. I'm curious about how this old friend of mine is doing. So how are you doing, friend? Full of hope for a better tomorrow. Me too. Just afraid that we're hoping for different dawns. We might be. How are you doing? Do you even want to know? It's my job, and my tavern is open to everyone. Your protective spells beg to differ. They let you through, didn't they? So how about a drink? And then you tell me whatever it is you need to get off your chest. Sure, let's see if you still know me well enough. If you remember what I taught you. Of course I do. Are you alright, Andu? Pet Andu for the first time. Oh, is this really the first time I pet Andu? He looks like he needs it. Charisma. Let's see. Part of me wants to get the drink wrong. Am I allowed? I'm gonna give him the weakest drink I can, since he's the big bad and all. You won't infuse this with any kind of magic. Poor Andu. How about this? Sweet and chatty. Not bad. Almost tastes like back in the day. Did you think I'd forget? Yes. I assumed you're as good at abandoning memories as you are at abandoning people. Ouch. Seems like people are right about one thing, though. That would be, your drinks can influence fate. They can't save people. They can push them in a direction to alter their destiny. I wouldn't go that far. I simply do my best to support my patrons in their endeavors. Will you support my endeavor? As I said, I serve everyone in this tavern. How noble. How awfully morally gray. How opportunistic. It's like nothing's changed. I like it that way. Making decisions for people, leading them to their doom. All because you can't help but wonder what a little entropy might do. I help. You help, sure. You always like to help when it is most convenient for you, when it got people to love you. Oh, did you love me? I hope all your helping has aided you in forgetting them. I didn't forget them. Oh, is that so? I couldn't sleep for months. My heart bled and bled until there was nothing left to bleed. I was alone. And by the end of it, nothing was left. There was just one question. How could the person I trusted with my life turn on me like that? How dare they leave me with nothing but stars, staring at them alone, wondering whether the blood would ever wash off. And how, by the dragons and their false light, is all you've done with your freedom, this dastardly achieved freedom, this. There's still blood on our hands. It took me way too long to realize that I didn't have to give up, that I'm not like you. That it doesn't have to be their blood that sticks to my hands. They're gone. Not for much longer. Soon the star rain will flood, and the flood that washed away our yesterday will open the gates to a new tomorrow. A new horizon unhaunted by still ghosts. Quasar, innkeeper. Why would you do something like this? Don't we owe it to them? The you I knew would have agreed. The me you know was foolish. Some situations are hopeless and some decisions aren't easy. Decisions are quite easy as you set your mind to it. Say I need to tear apart Cassiopeia's wings for the stars to rain upon Gaia. An ambitious task. I could decide not to and abandon my plans because I'm intimidated by the complexity or scared of the consequences, but no. Instead, I chose to stick with it, and I get what I want. I don't give up. I succeed. It is truly that simple. If you care, you'll get it done, no matter how much effort it may take. Everyone was dead. I wasn't. Didn't we promise to always stand by each other's side, to be never alone again? We did. Didn't they deserve the same? They did. Then why are you here and they aren't? I don't know. Me neither. What did we mean to you? Nothing. We meant nothing to you. The home we built, it meant so little. That's not true. Do you still ponder about the meaning of life watching the stars? No, there aren't any anymore. It's better that way. Means there's no risk in getting caught up in trivial things. Like getting caught up in the thought of a world without pain. Like that. So naive. So stupid. It meant everything to me. Don't lie to me. I've seen you through your charade. Your tricks don't work on me anymore. Look at the stars now as they lie at our feet. A declaration of your failure, an elegy to your cowardice, and a demonstration of my endurance. Everything is set. Everyone will get what they deserve. Even your little replacements. Soon they'll be no more than a fading memory on the horizon. Feels familiar, doesn't it? They're alive. They can be saved. They are alive indeed. What you should ask yourself is, for how much longer, and if the time comes, how will you run again? No. But you sent them to their deaths, did you not? I sent them to stop you. I'm aware. Which reminds me, I'll have to leave soon before your little pawns interfere with my threads of fate. Gertrude, come on. It's time to go home. Click. Click. There we are. Interesting. Care to explain? I sent you a little companion so you wouldn't be so alone, but I need her back now. You know I value my privacy. And I value the perfect execution of my plans. So thank you for collecting so much information for me. You don't have to do this. I don't, but I will. Anyway, I got somewhere to be. Speaking of which, with my invitation, the offer still stands. Join me and watch as I repair what you've destroyed 30 years ago. Join me to witness this renaissance of times past. I can't. My place is here. What a pity. It almost pains me to see you haven't changed one bit. I've moved on. You should try it sometime. Spoken like a true coward. It's not like I need you anyway. Not anymore. See you soon, old friend. Or not. What a jerk. He made Anne do all shivery. Chapter 23, The Wheel of Fortune. Good morning, innkeeper. Good morning. How's your research going? Well, we did a lot of it. That sounds good. Yes. I can smell a breakthrough right around the corner. Are you writing that down, Archie? What? No, of course not. Notes are being taken here. None. No notes are being taken here. None. Archie, I told you already. Might be the bestest detective in Fazoa, and this might be the meeting of a lifetime. But the investigation has to come first. Are you gonna have time to write a book about my detective career if it ends in a few days? I mean, it won't, obviously. Because our friends are super strong and awesome, and we're super smart and awesome. But we should still focus on backing them up. I'm sorry. Seems I can't help but gather material. Even now, you're an impressive detective and... I fear what will happen if I stop thinking about my books. Is this what I think it is, Detective Molina? I'm afraid it is. Excuse me? A severe case of the nerves. Quick, innkeeper, we need a remedy. Only your most revitalizing drink will do. Does the patient agree with their prescription? Really, it's not that serious. Thank you. Perhaps a cure that'll boost my toughness is just what I needed. On it, patient zero. You're gonna get a saucy sailor is what you're gonna get. Oh wait, no, you need defense. He has like the steel tonics. And if I put some... let's just throw some pine cones in there. Why not? Blue, blue, blue. Bam. May this drink be one of your tougher challenges. This is excellent. I could write a novella about the superb taste alone. I really appreciate the effort to cheer me up. I suppose I've been worrying more than I realized. How can I repay? Repay, Rishmay. You shouldn't just bury your worries silently. I wouldn't accept an update on your research as compensation. Certainly, we are happy to oblige. I thought my knowledge of tales and myths could serve me well in identifying another weapon to slay evil. So I questioned many scholars and turned as many pages as I could. That sounds exciting. It might have been, if I had managed to find even a hint of anything useful. Excalibur is nothing but a legend. The Lance of Loingness might be real, but it proved impossible to trace its location. And don't even get me started on the history of the Sword of Balmer. My research ended in total failure. Don't say that. Who would know that there aren't any other weapons if you hadn't looked? It just means we have to move our research focus to something else now. Like my investigation. Oh? Like I mentioned the other day, I really wanted to look into who this weird bad guy really is. With a plan like his, he can't just be some random nobody. His plan does have a certain je ne sais quoi. Je ne sais quoi? It's so mustache-twirling malicious, I bet he has a mustache. In any case, he must have left some trace that we can follow. If we can figure out his real identity, we'll know his mortal weakness. Like a lover? Exactly. Once we know their identity, we can find them. And... wait, no. I don't condone kidnapping. Maybe we could just tell them about all the evil stuff this guy is doing, and they could give him a really long lecture. Okay, maybe that isn't the best idea. Still, Carolyn always says the more you know about your opponent, the easier the victory. This guy is like a ghost. No one has seen hide nor hair of him before all this started. And here I thought armor like that would have made him super recognizable, with the flowers and all. I did look up what some of them mean, the ones Clay was able to identify. There are petunias and marigold, which symbolize resentment, anger, grief, and mourning. So that told me absolutely nothing. Besides that he's a bad guy with some big feelings about the world. Duh. Then I got an idea. What about other well-known necromancers? Maybe we have a repeat offender on our hands. One really seemed to fit, though. I was really close to ripping my fur out. But then I remembered all that stuff about the sigils. There actually was a necromancer that died when the portals opened. So I dug that file out of my pile, and yes, the creation of the portals broke a sigil, that can't just be a coincidence. Therefore, this necromancer from back then must have faked their death and rebranded themselves as the mustache-twirling, green-armored bad guy that we're facing now. Shouldn't you be doing the pointing thing now? Just not feeling it, Innkeeper. I know it doesn't add up, okay? I'm sorry, Archie. This isn't the revelation of truth that it should be. When you write your book, the detective should be definitely pointing at something. Pointing! Yeah, so I'll write that down. Good. I can't believe we couldn't find anything. Who taught you that word, Melly? Wouldn't you like to know? Oh well. What are you planning on doing now? We need a new perspective. Maybe there's something we haven't considered yet. That's why we brought you some of our research materials with us. Wouldn't the library be better for this? Well, maybe. But there wouldn't be enough space to set up the conspiracy board. You brought the board here? Yup. Thanks for letting us set up here. Okay, I'll be in the back. Bye. I hope it's okay for us to take up some of your space. It's fine, Archie. You can go ahead. Much appreciated, Innkeeper. Well, don't you look chipper. Good to see you too, Una. You can spare me the pleasantries. Long day? Nah, I was just never really into this research mumbo-jumbo. I was surprised when I heard you volunteered for the research group. Your info gathering game is weak, Innkeep. Hey, thank you for the follow, No Snoob. Or Nose Noob. It's great to have you here. I just chose the activities with that's the least hassle. Too much exercise isn't good for the retirement spirit. But I don't need to tell you that, do I? Before you get another word out of me, though, I'll need something to get my energy back. That whole frantic research atmosphere really tired me out. Something to bring your strength back, got it. She gets a sailor. Always. Where's the sailor? There it is. Boop. Throw some pine cones in that too. Why not? Whoop. That was too much. Hang on. Need a little green. And a little bit of this. Bam. Here, for all that heavy-duty crocheting you're doing. I feel like I could crochet gloves for an entire army with this. You got some adventurers stashed away in those back rooms of yours? Just some more frantic researchers, I'm afraid. So what else have you been up to? I'm just making sure Grace and Scully don't work themselves into an early grave for the most part. Any news on that front? Are you in the mood to be underwhelmed? Listening to what my patrons want to share, whether good or bad, is a key part of my job. Spoken like a good little innkeep. As for their research, not many surprises there, to be honest. The damage that breaking the sigils did is pretty much irreversible, as expected. That teleportation spell Grace is looking into is also not getting any less dangerous. With all the modifications she's been making, there's still a good chance of it backfiring. And by good chance, I mean like 70%. What kind of backfiring are we talking about? Like killing you? Like killing you instantly, exactly. Oh. How are Scully and Grace feeling about everything? They are taking it in stride, of course, or they're just too stubborn to give up, I'm not sure. That sounds like them. What about you? Me? Oh, this must be pretty disheartening. I mean, not really. These kinds of doomsday scenarios just lose their impact after a while in this business. I've lived my life, I made my choices, now I'm just doing what I want either way. The end of day comes knocking and I'm on my porch crocheting and drinking, I'll have no regrets. But you're not on your porch. You're here, looking after the people trying to avert the doomsday scenario. I can't believe I had to hear that from you. Leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I could offer you another drink to wash it down. No, thanks. Unfortunately, you've got a point. I guess I got swept up in all this a little. Sure is weird. What is? Karen? Not like I need to elaborate, preaching to the choir and all that. I don't know what you're talking about. Ha! Sure, whatever. Let me just ask you this. As you are, will you have no regrets when all of this is over? Couldn't just let me have the last word, huh? No way in earth. I'll leave you to contemplate that, I guess. Amelia and Archie here, in the back. I'll go see if the youngins need some company.